Two powerful blonde figures, Beyonce and Sydney Sweeney, have recently reshaped the face of denim advertising in ways that are igniting discourse across political and cultural lines, both invoking and distorting Americana. One with precision and historical command, the other with chaotic, aesthetically confused intent. And while both are hawking jeans, what they're truly selling is a version of American identity, packaged, marketable, mythologized. Beyonce, in her Cowboy Carter era, arrives with purpose and cultural force, channeling her Black Southern heritage to subvert the Levi's legacy and recast it in her image as a reclamation of American tradition, a challenge to the monopolized aesthetic narratives of whiteness, patriotism, and masculinity, reworking the iconic 1985 lingerie ad by turning Nick Cayman's striptease into a symbol of sovereignty, where her own unbuttoning becomes an act of stylish defiance, not seduction, placing diamonds, not detergent, into the washing machine, as if to say the country's legacy, its culture, its denim, its dart, can only be purified and elevated through Black brilliance, a claim made all the more clear by the juxtaposition of her crown-like cowboy hat and the smile of one who knows she is not just participating in the myth of Americana, but rewriting it. And yet, her counterpart, Sydney Sweeney, does not arrive with the same clarity, vision, or even irony. Instead, the American Eagle campaign she headlines is a frenzied hodgepodge of puns, sensuality, hollow nostalgia, and political static, a jumble of car commercial glamour, mock audition reels, awkward direct-to-camera monologues, and parody that flirts with self-awareness but never quite lands, anchored in the adolescent wordplay of jeans versus jeans. And the result is a spectacle of incoherence that desperately wants to signal something, maybe a return to traditional beauty standards, maybe an anti-woke backlash fantasy, or maybe just a viral marketing ploy dressed in all the symbolism of Americana without a coherent message to hold it together. Because for every denim wipe on a Mustang fender or zoom-in crotch shot meant to wink at irony, the ad never fully escapes the vapid mimicry of past campaigns, like Brooke Shields' legendary Calvin Klein spot, where sex and subversion danced in adolescent ambiguity, but in Sweeney's case, the performance feels weightless, performative, and at worst, complicit in dog whistle aesthetics that long for a sanitized, whitened version of American femininity. One that some far-right voices online have been quick to praise, not for its artistry or wit, but for its supposed defiance of modern feminist decay, revealing how such imagery becomes a screen onto which political ideologies are projected, a symptom of our collective desire to find meaning, intention, and identity in the vague glow of nostalgia, even when the creators themselves deny there's any meaning at all beyond denim. And while Sweeney jokes that she's not a dumb blonde with big tits and claims brunette roots in interviews, that acknowledgement of artifice only sharpens the campaign's contradiction. Her image is meticulously curated, chemically manufactured, and as cynical as it is seductive, catering to the male gaze while pretending to mock it, monetizing the illusion of natural beauty and innocence in ways that feel especially hollow when framed alongside Beyoncé's intentional, culture-conscious self-stylization. Because whereas Beyonce uses her ambassadorship to interrogate and reclaim heritage, Sweeney's role floats in cultural detachment, a blonde cipher onto which men, brands, and political figures can project fantasies of purity, submission, and marketable sexlessness disguised as wholesomeness. And despite American Eagle's insistence that it's all about the jeans, the aesthetics tell a different story. A story of a blue-eyed, blonde-constructed white woman laid across the screen like a national landscape, whispering about jeans while the camera drinks her in. And though many commentators from Megyn Kelly to J.D. Vance celebrate this as a cultural triumph, a conservative rebuke of feminism's gains, and others deride it as uninspired and vaguely creepy, what's most interesting is how quickly the outrage, whether real or performative, has given way to fatigue, revealing the cultural exhaustion at the heart of these culture wars where every ad becomes a referendum, every celebrity a pawn in an ideological chessboard no one really wants to play anymore. Because the truth is, Beyonce and Sweeney are not opposite forces, but reflections of the same system, one navigating it with vision, the other floating through it with savvy calculation. And the contrast between the two shows how race, power, gender, and commerce are entangled in every square inch of American denim,
or black women must assert, subvert, and perform excellence to claim their space, while white women can be avatars of tradition, nostalgia, or desire without even anchoring their persona in clarity or politics, just blondness, breasts, and a shrugging sense of, it's just a joke, right? A defense that only works because whiteness still allows ambiguity to be interpreted as charm, not confusion. And while Stephen Colbert may chide critics for not getting the pun, brushing off the backlash with a smirk, what he and many others miss is that puns are not just puns when they appear against a backdrop of racialized beauty standards, historic marketing tropes, and reactionary celebration. And while not everyone who critiques the campaign is wounded by it personally, it's a mistake to pretend its implications are harmless, because aesthetics matter, representation matters, and when major fashion brands funnel money into campaigns that reinforce dated ideals under the guise of edgy irony, we all lose something, namely the opportunity to reimagine America through a more inclusive, intentional lens, one that values creativity over virality, meaning over memes, and culture over clickbait. And that's why Beyonce's commercial resonates even beyond its fashion, because it's not just denim she's selling. It's a demand to be seen, to own, and to rewrite what counts as Americana in a nation still wrestling with whose genes and genes get to define the story.